many people may actually know this, or some people may have actually seen it and just not have been interested. But in January of this year, Amazon Prime did put out a Zorro series. It was based in Spain and stuff like that, but it did get dubbed into English. Now, I recently saw a video of someone saying that this was a fantastic Zorro series and they can't believe people didn't see it and it's such a waste and all of this and that and the other. The thing about it is that I did watch 2 episodes of this, right? And okay, let me start by saying I'm a huge Zorro fan. A huge Zorro fan. Always like the character, always like the swashbuckling, the sword play, Zorro the Master Avenger. All of these things I love about Zorro. It is, I mean, when they did when they had the old Zorro series that they used to do, I watched every episode and I loved it. Loved it. Absolutely fantastic Zorro fan. I am a real Zorro fan. I'm not going to say that, I'm the greatest Zorro fan in the world, but I am up there because I am a really, really big Zorro fan. And I watched this series because, well, I didn't watch all of it. Like I said, I watched 2 episodes. At 10, I watched 2 episodes out of it. I was really excited when I saw that they were doing the Zorro series. I was really excited to watch it. And then I sat down and I watched the 2 episodes and I could not go back. And let me explain why I think nobody's talking about this Zorro series. And if anybody did see it, it just didn't resonate with them. I'll start off with the positives, what I say in regards to it. I think that the set locations and the layout of everything and stuff looked really beautiful. They did everything looking really nice. The use of colors, everything okay. All right. The acting, not so much. To me, in regards, the acting came off a little stiff and not very fluid at times. But that is for the part. I mean, it don't the Hollywood level, but still, that was the bit. But here's what really damaged this for me in regards to this Zorro series. Rather than this be a series of how Diego comes back. Don Diego comes back and he sees the oppression and takes up the mantle of Zorro. No, it starts off like the Zorro is somehow some kind of mantle that's passed on from one person to the next. Ridiculous as it may sound, because when in the first episode when it starts off, Zorro is actually some Native American guy who's fighting something there and then decides to die and stuff like that. When that does happen now, this woman, this next Native American woman, I think her name was Nalin, she wants to be Zorro. But apparently there's some fox spirit who chooses Diego when he comes back and he becomes Zorro and she feels cheated out of it and becomes kind of an antagonism and all of that. No, like I say, I only watched 2 episodes and I couldn't go back. I found the episodes boring. I didn't too much like the fighting and stuff in it. The choreography, fight choreography was not done well in my opinion. The story was ridiculous because now, again, as I say, I really only watched 2 episodes of it. If later on down the road it did get better, there was some big conspiracy because they weren't working to the fact that there was some big conspiracy going on and all of this or that the other and stuff like that. Okay. But in the 2 episodes that I saw, nothing in it made me interested in wanting to find out what that conspiracy was. And again, as I said, this is the problem when they try to do these things. And when they try to do these things, when they go in and say to themselves, you know what? We are going to take what has been there and then just try to change it into some kind of thing where it is. Zorro must not be some kind of mantle passed on to somebody like that. No. It worked. It worked in the movie with Antonio Banderas for a reason, because you had Zorro there before and he trained this young protege to take over Zorro. Okay. But when you come out and say that, okay, Zorro was some Native American guy, and then when he died, some woman named Nalin wanted to be the next Zorro, because yes, we all need Zorro with breasts. That'll work perfectly fine. And then, Diego came along. He got chosen by the fox spirit, and she felt wrong out of it. No. Diego coming back, seeing the oppression and deciding to become Zorro is a fundamental part of the story. That's what makes it what it is. Yes, I was excited to see a new Zorro series. I really wanted to see a new Zorro series. And to be honest with you, I didn't dig the mask that he was wearing at all. I find the mask could have been better and the hat should have had a little bit more nuance. But okay, in regards to that, when you take away a fundamental part of a story and then try to act like, well, this is supposed to work because we kind of say so. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. This is like saying, you know what, Bruce Wayne wasn't actually the first Batman. It had some Chinese guy who was Batman before, and then when Bruce Wayne's parents died, the Chinese guy came and told him, you know what, you are the new Batman. And no, no, it does not work. It does not work. There is a reason Don Diego coming back, taking up the mantle of Zorro works. It works. And let's make this very clear. I have no problem with there being some Native American people in the story, none whatsoever, because in the Zorro cartoon series that they did a few years ago, understand me, there was a Native American element and nobody had a problem with that. It can work. But when you try to tell me that there's some kind of mantle of Zorro being passed on, and this woman feels like, she's been robbed out of the right to be Zorro by Don Diego, and she feels wrong, and she becomes some antagonist. Why? I can tell you, I watched 2 episodes of it, and I found it very boring. I did not like, even the action was underwhelming. Really, really underwhelming. I got no problem with female characters taking on good roles, but they have to make sense. It did not make sense to this. They even tried this whole love interest thing with Don Diego and this woman. It didn't pan out well at all in my regards. Just was not feeling the kind of chemistry there. Again, as I say, I only watched 2 episodes, but in those 2 episodes, which should have drawn me in, because if something has a slow burn, but it's still interesting, I will give it a while and see what's going on. But after 2 episodes, I couldn't take it anymore. I was just like, no, this is not working. It's not making sense. I don't care to see Loki as anything whatsoever anymore. And I think I'm just saying here, I believe that was the reason for a lot of people. If people didn't know about it, then maybe. I don't know if it got better after all that. Okay, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But I'm just saying, from what I saw, I was not interested to continue watching at all. Nothing about this said to me, I should invest myself into this. And then this came out in January. I watched 2 episodes of it and I just was like, nah, this ain't make sense. And I was done. But like I said, I saw the video, somebody said this is a fantastic film. Okay, if people like it, no problem with that. I have no problem with anybody liking it. But I'm just saying, I did not like the whole Zorro mantle nonsense. It took away from the very aspect of the character and what it really means to have Don Diego create the persona of Zorro and all that, took away from it. There was said to be some big conspiracy. From what I saw in it, nothing intrigued me enough to care to continue on about that big conspiracy. I was not bothered at all. You understand me? The set locations and things looked well, yes, okay. But other than that, everything else I just found very underwhelming. The action, the story, all of it. I believe it is getting a second season. I can't be certain, but I do believe we're getting a second season. No problem with that. People liked it, okay. But I'm just saying, I think the reason other people are not talking about this is because it just was not done very good at all. You look at shows like Shogun. People haven't stopped talking about Shogun till this day. Blue-Eyed Samurai. People are still desperate to get the next season. I firstly love that show. But this was not done well at all. In my opinion, this Zorro series was not good, and I think that's the reason why nobody's talking about it and very few people even watched it. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. You have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like, if you should hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.